Everybody, my name is Amanda Frazier, and this is my class today. It's a master class introducing products that you can use for your updos. And it's not just updos for prom, it's updos for everything. And if you've been watching the award shows lately, the really hip thing is the sleek updos or the very tousled light updos with the hair falling down, very wispy. So as you guys, if you don't know who I am, you might have seen on some of the Formula 18 reels. I've been an educator for Formula 18 for many years. And I actually have had the privilege of being one of their Instagram influencers for the last two. And I cannot preach enough how much I love Formula 18. So I'm going to go over, I've already prepped her. And we decided to use the hydrating shampoo and the hydrating conditioner. The pH for the shampoo is 4.5, 5.5, and the conditioner is 3.5 and to 4.5. Also, I always love, for a really sleek look, I always use the repair mask. In fact, I use the repair mask for anything. And I've probably said this before on some of my videos that you guys have seen. I like to do what we call the mashed potatoes and gravy. So when you're in the shower, you take a scoop out of your repair conditioner and your mask, and then you put a couple drops in the middle like mashed potatoes and gravy. You do not need much. It goes a long way. Mush it together, apply it from ends, mids to top. Brush it through with your fingers, let it sit for 7 minutes. Hair does not suck up any more moisture after 7 minutes. So 7 minutes is really all you need. You wash it out. And the first thing I do is I towel dry my client's hair, and I come in with the repair oil. I love the repair oil. I put this on wet. I put it on dry. I actually use it every single day for my extensions, and it cuts your blow dry time in half. It does feel very thick, and I know a lot of artists are turned off by that, but it is magic. Once you massage it in and you work it through, ends, mids to top, it really does not leave a cakey type of an oily feel. It's light, it's fluffy, and it'll make your really dry, either over-processed hair or dried extensions look brand new. And I'm going to use today, I'm going to be using the styling cream, but in the order of what I did, I went ahead and hit her with a smooth style, and then I brushed it out and brushed it through to distribute the product evenly. Then I did the leave-in conditioner spray, and I brushed that through. And then I went ahead and blow dried her with a flat paddle brush like this. And this is how I'm going to start for the smooth, sleek, low updo. So I really am loving the whole like tight, slick back look. And the product that I'm actually going to use to do that, I put it in a bowl. So I use the Formula 18 styling cream. I just put it in a color bowl with a color brush. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit her hair with the shine spray. So I'm just going to hit it like this to give it that really soft, sleek look that you're seeing on all the red carpets right now. And I'm going to use a flat paddle brush. It actually has like bristles on it. I love it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to start brushing that shine spray through the hair. Move this out of the way. Okay, so I'm just going to start making sure that there is no lumps. Really give it that slow, sleek look that you're seeing on all of the red carpets. So I'm going to actually kind of do more of a lower bun look on her. I'm going to come in with my styling product. Again, I went ahead and used the styling cream, and I'm just going to brush it on like this to give it that really wet look that everybody's kind of doing. And it also will help tame those flyaways and just kind of help you get rid of all the frizz leading up to styling your updo. Again, I'm going to go in with my brush that product through. And I'm going to go in. I like to have an updo set up on a tray. So you guys probably can't see this, but I have my classic donuts on here in the event that I need those. I have a rat tail comb. I have a smoothing brush and a boar's head brush. I also have my bobby pins, my hair pins, and my different types of ties. So I'm gonna go in with Caitlin here and I'm gonna just put in my first hair tie. And I'm gonna make sure it's really soft. I'm gonna really grab onto the bottom of that hair. I'm gonna come in with my first elastic. As you can see, it looks nice and smooth. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to grab onto this and I'm gonna wrap it around. Just like that. I don't know if you can see that, but I've held my finger through. I'm gonna actually turn it around a little bit more. I kept my finger through right here and I just wrapped it around. So here's the hair. You wrap it around your elastic, just like that, okay? And I'm gonna put it a little bit, if they don't have really long hair like her, you're gonna have some grit. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull it through. Use two hands here. Wrap it around. Grab it. And then pull it through my little loop. So I'm gonna pull it through my little loop. Here's my tail right here. As you can see it right here. And I'm gonna take another hair elastic and I'm gonna tie off my tail. And I'm just gonna tuck this in. So I'm gonna make sure that it's nice and tight. And I'm gonna take that tail and tighten it like this. And then I'm gonna tuck it back in, my little tail. And this is when I'm gonna come in with my hairpins and secure everything in place. Move you around this way. I'm gonna also go in with my little rat tail, and this is when I'm gonna secure any little pieces that have fallen out that kind of take away from that sleek look that I'm doing. Again, I'm using lighter bobby pins so you guys can see my placement. Typically, you want to use a bobby pin that matches their hair color. So then you can see that it's just this really little slick look. So I'm going to go in with my hairspray and I'm going to go ahead. This is my firm hold, but it's still workable. I'm going to smooth it out with just my hand here. And then I'm going to start the placement of my bun and just kind of start placing pins. And making sure that this looks really polished and put together. I'm gonna go in and just make sure, because you wanna make sure that it stays in all night long. Especially if it's prom hair, those little cuties are gonna be dancing the night away. So, gotta make sure that this is gonna stay put. I like to anchor, and when I anchor my bobby pins, I like to hold them up, and instead of just going in horizontally, I like to go more down and then place. So I anchor it, go back up and then down, and that's how you secure it. And you can see that it's this really kind of you can be able to kind of see through it. Now you're gonna take your shine spray and you're just gonna smooth it out. You're gonna hit this bun. The shine spray is so light and it just leaves your hair. It just puts this like really pretty, like almost like a gloss look over it. And it doesn't feel like hard at all. It's just very soft and it's still workable so you can get that really polished look. I'm gonna take one more bobby pin. And I'm just gonna sleek it back. And before I hit her with a hard hold, so here is my tail. So this is the part that you have to learn how to tuck in. So I'm gonna basically take a pin. Looks just like this, if you guys can see it. I'm gonna take this tail, I'm gonna wrap it around and just place it back in. Make sure that looks really sleek, just like that. And I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna hold it with the firm hold hairspray. You do not need, you wanna hold this kind of farther back so it's still manageable. And you can still work with it. One trick I have learned, if you ever have bumps in the hair and you don't want to have to take it out, you can just run your rat tail down into where your style is starting and it'll smooth it out for you. So that is simple and sleek. This is what everybody's kind of doing on the red carpets right now, as you can see. Very easy to do if you're not like an updo artist, but you have those very loyal clients that want to come in and have you do their daughter's hair. This is kind of the hip red carpet look right now. And if they don't have a lot of hair, she has tons of hair. You can go in with a donut. You can get these anywhere. And you can actually wrap that around your ponytail after you put the elastic in and style the hair around it. These are great go-tos. You're going to see me utilize this in my next model's hair. So there you go. And I'm going to go over the products that I use for this look. We use the hydrating shampoo and conditioner. We use the repair mask with the additives. Repair oil. You always want to put that in your hair before your blow dry, as well as your smooth style with your leave-in conditioner from Formula 18. And then you're going to blow dry it out with your paddle dust to get that really smooth look. And then you can just put your product in your color bowl, smooth it in, and then simply just comb it through and distribute that product evenly. After you get done with your style, you can hit it with your firm hold for your placement, and it'll hold it all night long. So thanks so much, model. So we're gonna bring up my second model. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna kind of zoom her around so you can see that sleek style. Here you go. All right, thanks, my love. I've just given head for my model. So sweet. Okay, so next style that I'm gonna go over is the tousled updo. So I went ahead and I washed and blow dried my clients before we got here using my favorite Formula 18 products. So I went ahead and I used the hydrating shampoo and conditioner again. This is my go-to. I use it like whenever I'm doing my blondes. It just really makes the hair, it just evens out the porosity. It's just incredible. If you haven't tried this product, artists, you'll never use anything else. I love the hydrating shampoo conditioner. Now, always on my blondes, I always use the leave-in conditioner. And all the Formula 18 products, it has repair oil in it. So you can use this, and right after you get done out of the shower, spray it evenly, brush it out. And then I use the repair oil because it cuts your blow dry in half. I mean, this is amazing. Again, all of my extension girls, all of my blonde clients, anybody, this is my go-to. I actually put it in my extensions every single day. It just revives them. But for this look, I'm going to put some in her hair right now. Just we've already washed, blow dried, and styled, and did a soft curl using a 1/4 inch wand. We just gave her some loose tousled looks, which is what we want for this tousled updo. I'm just going to use about a dime size amount in my hand of the repair oil. And I'm just going to push it through the ends, mids to top, just like you're going to put it in a pony. And it smells really good too. It smells amazing. Okay, so now I like to use a dry shampoo, or I like to use my texture spray. Here it is. So this is our Enjoy texture spray. Formula 18 does not have texture spray, but Enjoy is still a product that you can purchase through us. So I'm gonna do that. Couldn't get it out, sorry. So I like to go ahead. I'm going to be working this in 3 different sections, okay? So I like to kind of lift up the extensions and just spray my texture spray in here, okay? This will give it some grit for you to start working with where you're going to place it. And I just kind of massage it in there. So I like to use, I'm an old school girl. This is my favorite type of teasing product, or my up-to product, or up-to brush. And I always have this along with my products, okay? So it's got your rat tail on the end, and then it's got your bristles for your smoothing. So I'm going to leave out some of her hairs in the front right here. I'm going to leave out some of these. And I'm literally just going to take up a first pony right here. I'm going to take a quarter section. And you need to be aware if they have extensions that those are going to show. So you're going to have to leave pieces out so you can conceal the weft right there, or whatever type of method that you have. And I'm going to pull out her bang part right here, just with the rat tail of my comb. And I'm going to brush this forward. The part that I really want to leave out, which I want to leave these cute little pieces. And I'm just going to take my little styling clip, and I'm going to pin that out of the way so I don't pull this in my updo. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start the bun on top, or my first tie on top. And you want to not pull this tight. This is a tousled updo, so you really just kind of want to keep it just very soft. And it's okay if you have bumps. It's okay if you have pieces hanging out, because it's a tousled updo. So I'm going to take a standard elastic. I like to use the silicone clear ones. I don't know if you guys can see that. And I'm not going to do it really tight. I'm going to kind of, can you see how I'm leaving that kind of looser? So I'm going to tie that off. And you're going to want to do it 2 times so you've got some grit to work with. So I like to pull it tight. So there you go. There's that first one. And then I'm going to pull this forward. Now the bottom part, you got to make sure that it's all brushed out and smooth. This is what I'm going to use to style around this top part. So I'm going to take my big donut, which I have right here. And I'm going to put my donut on, just like this. And then you're going to want to spread it out, that top part out, over your donut, okay? Because the donut is really just to add volume, and it's great for pin placement, okay? You're going to take this bottom part. You got to make sure you're leaving out all the pieces to the top. You're going to take this bottom part. Again, you got to make sure that they have extensions. You can even do this look with clip-ins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to twist it just like that. And I'm going to lift up this top hair. And I'm going to start styling around my donut, okay? So she's got a lot of hair, and I'm just going to actually do a second pony right here just to give it some grit. And I'm going to use a black elastic so you guys can kind of see the placement that I'm doing there. And I'm actually going to do what I call a sloppy pony. So this is kind of what I do whenever I go to bed at night, and I kind of pull it halfway through. So that way you have an anchor, and then you're going to spread out your top pony over this part, and you're going to start placing around it. So you're going to take out your tail, and I'm going to take all these cute little hairs up on top, and I'm going to place them around my donut, okay? And you really use your donut as an anchor to kind of conceal the little elastics and stuff. So I'm going to take my hairpins. I'm going to go in and start placing into that donut. Okay, so you can kind of see that it's starting to take shape. I'm going to take these little strands, and really you just have fun with this. So I like to really kind of use hairpins when I'm first styling. Conceal your donut, use your donut as your anchor and just work around your donut to conceal that with pins. Again, do not place it extremely tight. You're going to want to leave it looser. All right. So now I'm going to take this part and I'm going to actually pull this through my tail because I left it out of the way. And now I'm going to wrap it around. I'm going to twist it and wrap it around, just like this, around my donut. So I feel my donut right here with my left hand. I'm going to anchor it and start placing into the donut. Your donut is there to help you style it and help you be able to just not make it really tight, but just tousle. The donuts are my favorite. I use these all the time. Product down, sorry. So again, I'm just going to be placing and placing these pins in, anchor and placing. So now I'm going to take my front clip out because I'm not done yet. I'm going to keep styling, but I want to pull her bangs down and kind of start styling it into my front piece. I like to leave little, like she's got like little money pieces up here, and I really like to leave those out when I'm styling because then you can place them and make it just look, you know, like intentionally tousled. And I'm going to take anything that has all of my little tails right here that are out. I'm going to start placing these in and up and around. Okay, so for instance, this side, I'm going to start placing it in the side with little pins. You want to get rid of all of the tails that are out. And pins are your best friend. You don't want to go in with the bobby pins into an updo because it'll start really weighing down your look. And your mirror is going to be your best friend when you're styling, okay? Again, I'm going to take my tassel pieces and I'm going to pin it into my donut up here, okay? Until I get my donut completely concealed. This so reminds me of like a 90s Clueless look, which everything always comes back around full circle, it seems like. So I kind of call this like the Clueless look. And you want to leave it like not overly polished. So when you're doing your pin placement, you don't want to like brush then pin. You just want to take your tassel pieces and just keep placing, like twisting and placing. Sorry if I'm getting quiet. Probably most artists do this where you get really quiet whenever you're styling your updos. So all of my tails are about to be up to the front. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Shannon. And just so you guys know, I'm not bumping into this. It's hanging half off the mat and it keeps falling down. So I was trying to strategically putting our products where you could see them, but they're kind of in the way of my styling here. So there's a couple more little tails here. I'm probably gonna bring this one up and around. When they have extensions, updos are easy. There's a couple more tails, and you like the tails, okay? You don't want your tails hanging out necessarily, but you want them to be placed in the updo. Just have a couple more pieces. If you don't have anything, like any pins underneath, you're gonna wanna take your little tails and bring it underneath and pin it. So now this is when I go in and I take the tail of my comb and I really just kind of start pulling out little pieces because you want it to be very like soft and here you go. Thanks for putting your head down like that. Here we go. So I like to kind of go in and just really anchor it after I'm done kind of placing my pieces. So you can kind of see how it's tousled right here. And now I really have it kind of sitting more so you guys can see it. Typically I would place this more up on top of your head, but I want you guys to kind of be able to see how I'm doing the placement. So I'm gonna take all the rest of my little tails. And just place it in there. And you want to leave your front parts out. As you can see, I have her front pieces out right here. My little beautiful model. She's like, what are you doing, Nuna? So I'm going to finish before I go in and hit it with the hairspray. First of all, you want to hit it farther back. Just like that. And you're going to go in and that's when you're going to start pulling your little pieces out with the rat tail to really make it look like your messiness is intentional. And it's okay if you pull out your pins, you just pop them right back in. Make sure that everything looks in place. So there you go. You can kind of see that it's just a very tousled. It's intentional, but it's very loose. It's still sexy. It's styled. And you're just going to hit it with your hairspray. Hold it far back. And you can just see the tousled updo. Now, I like to kind of go in sometimes and like pull out little curly pieces like this, like if they really like it tousled, and leave the tail out. So I'll go in and pull out like little bitty pieces here and there. So you can just really play with it. That's the luxury of our hairspray, is that you can go in and you can still work with it. I mean, it's gonna hold, but you can just keep moving your pins around until you get the placement that you want, you know? So there you go. If there's any questions I should answer. Well, I feel like if there's any questions that I would have as an artist, I would kind of go over, again, the products, which is the whole point of this. I'm going to go in and I'm still going to use the texture spray. Let's not knock this over, Amanda. I'm going to go in and I'm going to hit a texture spray because it's got some more grit. And this really does help those bobby pins just stay put. And it makes it look like, you know, it's intentional, but it still plays. So there you go. There's your tousled 90s updo. And I did it again. Amanda's like, beautiful disaster. Hello. And then I'm also going to go in with a dry shampoo, and I like to use the dry shampoo with the neckline. I'm just going to do some last minute little placements, things that I really just think. There you go. So that is pretty, that's kind of a, I feel like it was kind of a crash course, but the whole point is, as an artist, is you want to be able to just have it simply explain to you what products I should use. Really, your go-to is obviously you need to start with a really clean base. Like, make sure it's blown out, it's a sleek blown out if you're going to do that really low, sleek back bun look. And if you want to do a tousled, I always tell my, my clients when they come in with, a day washed hair. Or if they don't, then you can go ahead and use your products. Use your shampoos, your conditioners, and then whenever you blow it out, make sure you do a curl set if you want to do this tousled styled updo. So if there's anything else I need to touch on, it would have to be your styling tools. And as far as styling tools go, we already went over this. You need your hair pins, and then you're going to need your regular bobby pin, just like that. I hope you can see that in front of the camera because I'm like, ooh. And you're going to want to use a flat brush. I love this one because it curves to the head. And you're going to need, of course, your hairpins. Also, I'm not going to put them in today, but I like to do little hair accessories. So last week I brought these little pearls for one of my updos. And you could just place them in and throughout the updo, just along the side. And other good thing that you could do is you could ask your clients to bring like a hair comb. It's very simple. And you can place those in on the side, and it's just like a finishing touch on your updo. So I really recommend telling your clients, bring an accessory. Bring an accessory for your updo, and it will just really give your look a really polished, really beautiful look. So other than that, that is my crash course today. And I feel like if you have any questions, you can find me on my Instagram. I'm always here to answer. And I love new artist questions. I love Formula 18, and I can't tell you guys how much I preach this in my salon. Everybody probably is very annoyed with me talking about it, but these products are a game changer. And any questions at all, hit me up on Instagram. I'll answer them for you. We also have Miss Courtney, who is awesome for answering questions. And have a wonderful day. Thanks so much.